Yo, yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fade, and you're listening to Attack the Beats on IllMuzik.com. 5 beats, 5 reviews. That's what I do. And we've got the Warzone. The Warzone beat battle coming up May 1st and 2nd. And it should be good because, well, it always is, but it's just the last battle we just had to beat this competition. We had a huge turnout. A lot of people, a lot of traffic on the site. So that's really good to see. So I'm assuming the same thing's going to happen with Warzone. I hope it does. So just get ready because it's first come, first served. Only 16 contestants. So make sure you get in right away. All right, so with that being said, let's get into it right away. First up, we've got two good productions with good Testra. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was two good productions with Getestra. So I don't know if this was actually I think this is before we did the beat this guitar theme before it was announced. So I don't know, but this kind of could have been in that competition, whatever. But yeah, I really like the drums, very on point with the drums. I like the transition you have for that. The bass is really good. I like that. It's busy and everything, and but it's when you get to the change up, when you bring in like a higher note of the higher notes of the bass. That's what kind of throws me off a bit. I mean, I find it hard to work with those types of basses anyway. Kind of like like a saw bass or something, and I always had trouble with that. And I don't know. I think I like saw bass if that's what it is. But anyway. Yeah, when you went to the high part, it was like, okay. But the thing is, because that beat, it's a really good beat. It's just that the way it starts off, the way it sounds, before you get into the change ups and you bring in like the extra sounds, like you had, it sounded like a piano right to or keys on the hard left. Before you got into all that stuff, it sounded like it's one of those beats that it could be like a hard hitting beat, you know what I mean? Like something kind of gutter in a way. But then as you brought in those other sounds, it made it more of like a mellow, chill beat or something sounding lighter, you know what I mean? So it's interesting, but it's kind of weird too. But yeah, anyway, yeah. So, but I like it. It's good. It's just those change ups. It's just when you brought in the extra sounds, it just kind of threw me off a bit. But overall, I do like it. It's a good beat. All right. So next up, we've got Arvin Armani with Too Much. Let's check it out. All right, all right, all right. Guess that was Arvin Armani with Too Much. Those are some eerie strings, man. Sounds like something from a horror movie. I don't know if you sampled that from a horror movie, but they're definitely out of tune, but it works because that's the style you're going for, of course. And those drums are on point. You know, nice drum track. Obviously, it's some breakbeat. Sounds really, really dope, really rough. I think the thing with this beat, though, is it's a matter of mixing, because those drums, like, that's a nice drum loop and all that, and I've heard plenty of drum loops that sound really nice like that, but they just don't sound good, you know, I guess sonically you could say, right? They need to be EQ'd properly, so like, because like in this case it needs to have like more of a low end to it, and you know, if you can, you know, separate the breakbeat, right? Separate the kick, snare, hat, and all that stuff, and just separate it and try to EQ it that way. Try to mess with each drum hit that way. It's a little more difficult, but if you could do that, if not, you know, you can just take the loop as is. There's plenty of effects. There's some, like, especially like saturation. You can add a saturation effect to that, and that'll beef it up for sure. It'll make it sound more exciting and all that. Give it some more low end, and that and the bass. Like, you need to have some bass with that, because I think this is the type of track, because it's this like scary, eerie track with this rough drum loop. I think you need to have like a busy bass line going on, something thick, low end. You know, if you do that, then it'll make a big, big difference for this beat. But other than that, I like where you're going with it. I just think it's a matter of just EQing and messing with some stuff, and just perfecting it. Yeah, that's about it. All right, so next up we've got Can't Keep Still with Tombstone. Let's check it out.
From Houston, Texas, weighing 305 pounds, The Undertaker.
All right. Okay, so that was Can't Keep Still with Tombstone. Now, I didn't know where you were going with this at first until you brought in R.I.P. Howard Finkel. And, yeah, that was good, you know, but that's cool. But yeah, it's, I think see, the thing with this is that at the beginning I was like, okay, the drums are nice, they're punchy, but they're also mellow and stuff. But once you brought it in, you started to really accentuate the organ towards the end. When you had Howard Finkel, is that I think that's when I was like, oh, you know what, the drums need to be more exciting at this point, because I saw you were building it up. I think at that point, the drums, either overall the drums could be like a little, like, let's say louder, more exciting, or just, you know, try to like maybe add something to the drum track, like more percussion or something like that as you build it up or something. But other than that, it's really, really good. Although the organ at the beginning, I can hear where it kind of cuts itself off, like where there's like a slight gap. So I don't know what you're using with software or whatever, but maybe if you could have like just a slight delay, a very, very slight delay at the end of like that, whatever organ you're using, and just see how that goes, because that should make it trail off a bit. But it could also be just the way you have it set up. I don't know, but overall, it's a nice beat. I like it. I think overall the main thing would be just to have the drums a little more exciting. But again, that's only because at the end I hear you're building out the organ and stuff, and it's you're getting people more excited because you're talking about the Undertaker at this point. So yeah, but dope beat. I like it. All right, so next up we got Krostevsky with Cloudy. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Krostevsky with Cloudy. All right, so this one, very, very mellow beat, very chill. I like it. It's a good low end that goes good with the kick. And I think the biggest thing is that it's this is one of the things that all beat makers are facing all the time, is that it's what snare to use in the beat, and this is one of those examples. It's like it's not a bad snare. It's just that it could be better. I think because it's like the low end sounds like so like muffled, let's say, whereas the snare is like more of like a slapping snare, more like it just pierces through a little more, So I always have that problem trying to find the right snare. I mean, sometimes I'll make a beat and it's just like it sounds good to me. Later on, I check it out. I'm like, yo, this snare's whack, So I have to take it out, I have to substitute it. So, but in this case, yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. I just think it could be a little punchier, let's say. And I love the vocal snippet that you're using. It's really, really good. I just wish you'd use it more. Like, not just like play it more, but like if you could do something with it. I don't know where you got that from, but it's very smooth. If you can have like, if there's something else that comes with it, let's say it's a sample, then like, is there another part to that you can use? Because that's really, really good. I like that. And overall, I mean, I don't know. I just get this like R. Kelly vibe from this beat. I don't know. I mean, minus the urine, of course, but yeah, it's just. But yeah, it's a good beat. It's just that, like I said, the snare and just to use more of the vocal snippet, that was really, really smooth. But overall, it's a very chill beat, and I like it. All right, so next up, we got the last beat. It's Sergio Kazman with Untitled 12. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Sergio Kazman. Is it Kazman or Kazman? Kazman. All right, with Untitled 12. All right, so for this one, it's got this really gutter feel to it. I mean, I'm listening to it and I'm like, this is something I could see being played, when they're showing like, fight highlights or something. I don't know, like maybe like bare knuckle boxing, like we were talking about in the forums or something. And it's good. I like what you're doing with the whole style of that, that gutterness and all that. But I think the main thing is the mixing. Now, I do hear some panning going on and everything, but besides that, I think the main issue is just that everything, all your sounds are like kind of like in the mid to high range. You know what I mean? It's like I'm picturing an EQ band when I'm listening to this. I'm thinking everything's up there. When you should have more of a variation. Like more like low, mid, high. Whereas everything's like in one spot in my headphones where everything's like up here. Like the top of my head. You know what I mean? So just to kind of like play with it a bit and stuff. So that depends on. I mean, I don't think you can necessarily fix that. You know what I mean? Like it's more or less like the type of sounds you're using, like what notes you're using, what notes you're playing them in, and whatever. But definitely for what you have, yeah. I mean, I would just try to fix it somewhat in the mix, but you could definitely bring it up and down and stuff. But overall, yeah, I think it's just that you just need to just kind of play with the range, the EQ range, with the sounds you have, because everything's in one spot. It's kind of like when you listen to let's say dance music or something, like some like techno or something. I don't know, is that still around, that stuff? Anyway, and it's like everything's just like boom boom boom, but it's like really like it's like dee 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 dee, like really really high up, and it's like it's piercing in your ears. Like it's just okay, turn it off. Like just why am I even listening to this? Like I don't know why I'm even talking about techno, but whatever. But anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. So just those few things, and just the EQ into the mix. All right, so that's it from me. I'm Mr. Fade. This is Attack the Beats. Keep sending your beats in, and I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is, the winner is, drum roll please, Can't Keep Still with Tombstone. Let's check it out.
From Houston, Texas, weighing 305 pounds, The Undertaker.